Hey, it's Chad Vitterson here with Roofer Elite. I'm going to take you behind the scenes, under the hood of what we do for roofing contractors. And my team's a little nervous about this video. And in part, it's because, and I think they're right, it's because I'm really going to go detailed and I'm going to go granular. And if you own a roofing business, it's going to be interesting. If you don't, I don't know why you would watch this video, unless you're a competitor of ours, in which case, stop watching right now. But I really actually don't even care if you're a competitor because it's very challenging to compete with what we've been doing. We actually are a subsidiary of Deviate Labs. And so Deviate Labs is a company that I co-founded, and we work with really legit companies. And so we've worked with Dollar Shave Club. These guys got acquired for $1 billion by Unilever. We've worked with a bunch of companies from the Shark Tank. This is a company called La La Land. And you can kind of see more on the website here. But this is basically our sandbox where we get to take things that are at the bleeding edge and we get to apply them or apply the best ones that work for your business. So it's something that I have a soft spot for roofing contractors. It's something that I grew up roofing in Minnesota, and you'll see here, this is actually filmed in Minnesota. This is me on a roof. You probably can't hear all the noise, but that book that I held there is actually one of the books that we wrote. Anyways, you can watch the video, but it's something that we just really like working with roofing contractors, and we're able to take these things that big companies are spending a pretty penny for us to discover, and we take the best and the brightest and the most cost effective, and we apply them to your roofing business. And so you're probably accustomed to big companies out there like Home Advisor. And Home Advisor, we kind of jokingly call it dancing with the devil. I mean, the reason Home Advisor is as big as they are is because when you Google for things like Los Angeles roofing contractor, I'm in Los Angeles right now, you're going to find the results. I'll walk you through the results here in a moment. But Yelp, okay, yeah. And then Home Advisor. And when you do this in pretty much any geography around the country, Home Advisor is going to be on the one of the top spots of the first page. And if they're not, that definitely presents an opportunity. But let me go into, we'll go deeper into that in a moment here. But Home Advisor, I say it's dancing with the devil, or we say that, just because it's something that they dominate a lot of the organic rankings, and it's a pay-to-play game, and it's annoying, but it helps get the wheels turning, especially the early days. And a lot of guys out there, they might have the friends and family network that they're able to take advantage of, and it gets to a point where you really want to start growing the business. I don't have anything really bad to say about Home Advisor. It's just expensive, and it's a shared lead. And so the guys that are successful here are the ones that are the chuck in a truck, and you're starting out, and you're the one taking all these sales calls. And that's going to give you an advantage when you go out there and you work with folks. Like, they're going to know that they're working with the owner. But you kind of get into this range where you're looking to offset that. And so rather than, it would cost in Los Angeles here, I mean, you're going up against multi-million-dollar budgets like Home Advisor. And so there's opportunities to pick off the corners here where the big guys just aren't going to play. And so the map is one example of it. And then we'll talk about, you can see these are ads here. We'll talk about that aspect of it. And then we can talk about some other things. So let's go back to Roofer Elite. Now, I want to show you a few case studies, and it's going to give you a better feel for how we operate. And we're very detail oriented. And let me just kind of dive in. So a company that we've worked with for a number of years is a company called Goods Roofing. And this is a website that we actually did. And they got this cool looking little character who stays in the bottom. You can click it and get a quote. But these guys, they crush it. They do really well. I'm not at liberty to disclose how well they do, but I can't work with anybody that's in their territory. But needless to say, there's a lot of things that are happening under the hood. Now, there's other companies. I'm going to kind of keep this. I just got to be careful what I say for certain things. So when we start working with folks, a big piece is going to be advertising. And it's something that when we're advertising for folks, we're going to have a situation where there's going to be not just the one ad. And this is where a lot of agencies or companies, other marketing companies that you work with, this is where they'll start and oftentimes where they'll stop. But you'll see that we go on and on and on and on. These are all the different dimensions. I mean, there's like 20 plus different dimensions here. And it's something that we just get granular. And when you work with a lot of other companies out there, they're just not necessarily set up for roofing contractors. And we'll go into that in a moment here. But if they are set up for roofing contractors, they're generally just not going to have the ability to pull concepts from their other clients because that's all they do. And so we're this interesting hybrid where we know what a roofing contractor really needs, and we're going to be detail oriented because we work with really big brands out there, and we're able to provide a service that's specifically for roofing contractors. So now when we get into it, let's just tease on some of the results here. This is a company, they're down in Mexico, or New Mexico I should say, and they spent a little under $1,500. They got this is account unique here. They got a little over 30. They're 37 leads, and that ends up being a $39.83 lead cost. And so I can go into some of the detail here, but it's something that people are coming through email and then submitting contact forms. But we also have folks, and this is where you most commonly see it, is that these are recordings of everyone who's calling in, and so this is something we're able to provide.
JK with Marsh.
Oh, so in this case, they got voicemail. So answering the phone call is an important aspect of it. But let's see. Here's a 4-minute and 29-second one. Now we track this all on a lead sheet, so it's all fully transparent, and you have the recording here. I actually, just for privacy reasons, I should not listen to all of it, but it's recorded so you have it later. But you can see we were able to get a $39.83 lead cost for that month. And that's a pretty, it's a nice territory that we're going after. But you compare that to, going back to it, Roof Advisor. You're looking, depending on if it's a full replacement lead or if it's coming in under repair, but you're looking at $50, $60, $70, and that's going to be sold to 3, 4, 5 or more other contractors. And so right now, when we're looking at the leads here for these guys, this is coming in as $39, so it's less, and it's coming in at as an exclusive lead. And so it's something that if you were to take the leads from Home Advisor and you multiply them by 5, so let's say it's $70 and it's a shared lead, so you got a 1 in 5 chance to win that one. You're looking at a $350 equivalent in terms of a cost per lead. And so it's a very significant difference. But it also, we have these tracking sheets to be fully transparent and make things easy. We record calls, but there's a lot of things that'll happen. We just call it the halo effect, where we actually don't even run, this is the landing page, we'll go to that in a moment. We don't even run the website for Marsh Construction. It's just something we do, the ancillary marketing. He did the website with his friend who does websites. And so it's something that there's a lot of halo where people just come in, call the direct number, or go to the contact us and get a hold of them that way. And so that's another benefit for this type of marketing. When you're doing stuff from Home Advisor is the brand. Everything's going to come in branded under you. And so when you have your ads running, this is a mobile version, different client, this is redemptive, but when you have these, everything is your brand. And so you create this halo effect, and a lot of things that happen, I can't track it. We can't track it here at Roofer Elite, but it's something that it's a rising tide that lifts all boats. And needless to say, what we can track, it's a pretty compelling value for you. Now, I know I'm jumping out all over the place here, but let me show off some other stuff. So this is redemptive. This is a website we actually did do in this case. These guys are in the Minnesota area, out of Rochester, Minnesota, so not too far from where I am. And it's something that for these guys, being able to redo the website gave us a capability to do some other fun and interesting things for them. And some of those I can talk about, some of them I cannot until you actually reach out to us. But we run into a couple of things that I want to highlight here. Going back to Marsh, we have landing pages. So I accidentally had shown you the landing page a little bit earlier on. But this has, in this case, let me just reload the landing page. All right. they land here after they've seen an ad, and those ads are probably coming from a variety of different locations. But going back to here, this is a location. This isn't something we were running. The U.S. government supported. Okay, weird. But people could click on an ad like that comes out of search, and then from there they're going to go to a landing page. The reason we do a landing page is we can do some things that you wouldn't normally do in your typical homepage. And so this is an example, like this 5% discount. You wouldn't want to smother this on your homepage, and it's something that we have this countdown timer to create a little bit of urgency behind it. People are opting in. You're going to have the phone, what would you like a quote on, and then those get populated. We send you a notification, but in this case, like here's an example. Would like to get a quote on a re-roof. This is modified bitumen roofing, and so this was something that might be more on the commercial side, but it's New Mexico, so it could actually be residential as well. But we're running both commercial, residential, and when we kick things off, we're going to be really detail oriented. And so this is going to demonstrate some of the granularity we get to when we are working with roofing contractors. We're going to come in and we're going to have your strategy, what are your goals, your milestones. We like to be all rowing in the same boat. We love rallying behind a milestone. We're going to go into your target demographics through that. Geography is a big component. And on the geography, we can target your zip codes that you care about. So if it's a particular neighborhood, we can target that, and we can stay away from other neighborhoods. So a lot of people like to come and approach the more fancy neighborhoods, the richer neighborhoods that are out there. And then we'll go into your sales pitch. And these are things, if you're working with just a company that doesn't specialize in roofing, they're not going to ask you about your most popular roofing types, and they're not going to know the difference between a lot of these different things. Like standing seam, it doesn't mean a whole lot unless you're in the industry. We'll ask about financing and the companies that you work with that might be on the insurance side, the warranty, kind of your differentiation out there. Go back. We'll go into other details like your team, logo, Google Analytics. It kind of goes on and on. I don't want to show exactly what's under the hood on some of these things, just because if there are competitors watching, that gives me a little bit of pause. There's a lot more that happens underneath the hood, but at kickoff, you'll look to go through this with us. You'll have access to this as well, and then we'll start working through the logistics. Oftentimes, we're able to get through a lot of this just on the information that we have in any preliminary call that we might have with you, and pull things from your website like logo and all that. And if you don't have a website, that's also not a problem. It's something that, in the case of like Marsh, this landing page, for a lot of guys, it'll end up just serving as the homepage of their website, because it's a pretty bulky website or landing page, and it provides you with an opportunity. We put navigation elements in here to, even if you don't have a website, get started on what we have going on. Now, some other things to highlight. Let's go back to the Google results. So we have a couple things here that are worth noting. In certain geographies, they're going to be having these sponsored listings. This is something that you're going to have to get vetted, and there's a little bit of process here. This is something to keep an eye on, but this isn't going to happen in all geographies. You have three major sections: the ads, the map, and then you're going to have the organic. And there'll be more ads towards the bottom. But those are the three main sections. So section number 1, we're going to be able to get you in. Section number 2, we're also going to be able to get you in. And these are a funny, forgotten corner of the Google advertising ecosystem out there. In the upper left-hand corner, you're going to notice this one is an ad. And so for us, we'll work with our clients to get ads in these upper left-hand corners. And oftentimes it'll be companies that are going to have, Home Depot seems to bid on a lot of this stuff, but they're just bidding on it. They don't even realize it. So these are really powerful ad units and something that we love to take advantage of. We'll also do call-only ads. So when people are coming in on a mobile device, it'll show the map. Let me go back. Usually the map gets highlighted in front of these ads, and that's where we're able to run some ads that are going to directly tie to a tracking phone number, which gets forwarded over to you, and it gives us the capability. Now, when we look at that example I was showing you here, the majority of these are coming in as these call-only ads, and so that's where there's a lot of legs. And so we put a lot of time into the landing page. So that's the tool that we use behind the hood or under the hood here. We'll put a lot of time and energy into the landing page, and it's certainly important, but oftentimes the phone number becomes the most important part, or people get to the landing page and they'll just call the phone number there. And so that is something that we're capable of doing. It's another flavor of advertising. Another more fun flavor of advertising is something that we kind of tongue-in-cheek referred to as good online stalking or deja vu advertising. But I had showed you this big ad set here. These are ads. The reason we do this is because when people come to the landing page or your website for that matter, there's a pixel. Let me just reload this here. That's associated with the browser that gets there. And so in this case, Google Analytics is the actual pixel. And we're able to take this pixel and now serve ads. And you've probably experienced them, but what happens is when you've gone to a website, if you've ever gone shopping on the internet, you'll often find that ads for that particular company or product will start hunting you around the internet. And we have our clients that will be on really big websites out there, and we've had like their prospective clients be like, how did you get an ad on Washington Post or New York Times and all that? And those are the good online stalking ads. And so an example, let me just go to let's go Wall Street Journal. All right, I said Washington Post. WashingtonPost.com. Okay, and so let me just dive into an article here, or if I scroll down, there's probably some ads. This is just kind of an off. Come on now. Okay. So I was on Dollar Shave Club. Surprise, surprise. Dollar Shave Club ad right here. That was when I was showing you this stuff. So those are remarketing ads in motion, and it's something that's super powerful. It's something that for our Shark Tank clients, it becomes one of the most powerful forms of advertising that we utilize for them. And they're really, really, really affordable, and they're a good way to steer the brand, your company brand, inside the mind of these prospective clients or customers of yours. And so that's another thing that we do that's more granular. It's something that's very powerful. Like we're looking at less than $100 a month in costs. And for the folks that we're doing those lead packages with, we're coming in at like $495 a month plus you want to earmark about $1,000 minimum of ad spend. And so all in, you're looking at like $1,500 per office location. And so you have a situation where some guys, it's just hard to afford that right out of the gate. And the good online stalking ads are something that we'll do for you in the case that you want to be spending a little bit less. And so that's $95 a month. And then it's $100 or less per month to power those ads around the internet. The other things I just want to highlight here, I'm going through my notes a little bit. I mean, we're not a set it and forget it kind of firm. And so that's something that is unique to us. We're here for you. If you have questions or want to talk to us about things, let us know. And then we're going to be able to support you every step of the way. So as you're going through this kickoff, you'll see some of these questions on here. A lot of guys, they'll ask us random questions, and we're coming here just not a cookie cutter system. It's something that we're able to bring you through a process, and you really get a nice customer supported treatment. The other thing is it's fully transparent. And so when we're doing things like this is the advertising, there's like hundreds of ads here, all these different flavors of advertising. These are some of the ones I was talking about with the phone number. And so this would be tied to that. This is the tracking phone number there. And so you would have access to all this. So a lot of companies out there, they're just going to give you a flat rate and then say, yep, cool, pay us $3,000 a month. And some of that goes to ads, some of it just goes into their pockets. We don't play that game because a lot of times it's a game. A lot of guys will just spend, well, we only spent $1,500 last month, and that means I make $1,500. So it's like a weird incentive, and that's something that we're fully transparent. You'll have access to everything that we create. All the assets will be sent through Basecamp as the project management tool. And so if anything happens, they're all yours. And if you want to check up anything, you're going to have access to your own Google ads. And like, it's just part of doing business. All the companies that we work with under our parent company, Deviate Labs, they all expect that kind of transparency. And so it's something that we carry over for you. The other thing that's worth talking about, I know I've bounced around a lot, but there are some concepts behind this that are pretty, they're proprietary to us on the Deviate Labs side. And let me go here. So this is something that I actually authored with my business partner, Raymond here. It's a book. It highlights a lot of the experiences that we had from the Shark Tank. And so it's something that it's pretty credible. I mean, growth hacking is a term. If you were to search for growth hacking, we're going to be usually in the top 3. So there's an ad on there. 1, 2. Oh no, there's the third one. Okay, we're in the 4th position. We got to work on that. Oh, it's sponsored. Okay, yeah, we're the 3rd organic. Okay, good. I was getting worried there. But anyways, this book goes into our process a little bit. I don't want to click on our sponsored ad. Let me go into our organic. You might have heard of sales funnel, sales flywheel is something that's unique and proprietary to us. It goes in under this concept of growth hacking. If you want a book, we're happy to send you a book. I mean, what is it here? This is the Kindle book match. I mean, it's $10 usually for the book. Actually, I think it's like $14.99 or something. New and used. Yeah, like $14 for used if you want the paperback. And so if you've watched this far into the video, I can get you the hookup. Like our publisher can send you a copy if you're interested. You just have to email us at hello@rooferelite.com and just ask for the book there. And so if you're looking for something to read or just looking to better understand our process, but it talks about the sales flywheel. I want to talk about the sales funnel. And so that's something that I'll just give you a quick walkthrough. So the funnel, conceptually, it's going to be more stuff at the top, and then it's going to get people down to the bottom. The flywheel is more for when we work with like Dollar Shave Club. It's a subscription. It's heavily dependent on referrals. There's some things that are unique to that e-commerce business. For you, guys aren't doing their roof like once every 30 years, or it depends on if they're in a storm region or not. But it's something that there's going to be a lot of people at the top of the funnel. So people might come to Google and search Los Angeles roofing contractor in this example, and then they'll click on an ad. That ad will take them to a landing page. That landing page, they'll opt in. Once they've opted in, they're going to be now part of your list here of leads that you can follow up with. But let's say you're in the car and you didn't have a chance to take any notes. You can come back here, and it'll also be emailed to you, but you can listen to the call and be like, oh, okay, that's what they said. Okay, the wife's name is Marge and the husband's name is Harry. Okay, cool. And so this allows you to, and conceptually what we're doing is we're taking people at the top and we're driving them down this funnel to get them to that point of conversion where it's that clean handoff to you. And so this is something that you want working for your roofing business, and it's something that most of the roofing contractors out there, there's no funnel in place. It's not something that the guys who are only dependent on Home Advisor really think about. It's, all right, what's in my inbox today, or what's my missed call log look like? And so you're kind of flying by the seat of your pants. And what we're able to do is give you a little bit more control over your business. And so for guys that are looking to grow from, usually it's that 0 to 250 range, those are the guys that maybe we'll do that good online stocking advertising for them. But the ones that are in that 250 to 500 on up, that's where building that system, that funnel, is something that's going to be important for controlling your own destiny and really starting to grow your business. Because referrals and word of mouth, they only take you so far. And you're going to start off, you're going to have that one crew. And to make that jump from one crew to 2 crews, it really takes being able to control your own destiny. And hopefully there's some act of God and you get your neighborhood that you service is crushed with hail or something like that. And by the way, it's something that we're able to adapt for folks where there might be a hailstorm. They just give us all the different zip codes and we can help tailor ads for that. But anyways, you would be able to control your own destiny when you have a funnel. And so this becomes an important concept and asset for you to grow your business. Now, the last bit here, this is more, I'm really not trying to sell anything. If you're looking to come work with us here and learn more, or if you're looking just ready to get started, rooferelite.com is going to be the best spot for you. And you can click to try us now. That's going to be the best way of getting in contact, or contact us. And really, I mean, a lot of this stuff, it's like, I think I get it, but like, are these guys just like completely full of it, without trying to swear here. I know this video will get posted everywhere. And really the proof is in the pudding. And for us, we don't do any contracts or anything like that. And so you're not locked up for 3 or 6 or 12 months. I know other companies out there, they love to get people locked up for a very long period of time. It's just not the way we operate. We like to be able to prove it. We're situated in a way where there's not like an exorbitant setup or anything like that. It's something that you're really able to get going. And start producing those leads, get that funnel created for you, get the wheels turning, and starting to drive growth for your business. And that's what we specialize in. And so if you have any questions, even you can comment down below. We'll try to monitor this a little bit. And otherwise, rooferelite.com is going to be the best spot for you. Alrighty. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.